the city of Pune flourishes in high-rise buildings that make it a smart city. But this smart city has a drawback. The huge piles of scrap and dump in the scrap yards are matching the heights of those towers. Scrap is a leftover part of greater material mass which is discarded and has no more use. The idea to use such scrap material took us in search of scrap yards where we got to know that everything has a value and can be recycled and reused. But even in the niches of those scrap yards, we could find the type of scrap which was a leftover product of scrap itself. This became the material palette of our design intervention, and the flame of sustainability lit up in our hearts. Location. Why this site? The search for an appropriate site was a never-ending journey. We were firm on having a site where people would interact. Finally, we decided to select a public site surrounded by societies and people who yearned for a space dedicated to them. Site analysis. The site is a barren rectangular plot with 3 existing benches under the foliage of the neem tree. It experiences major footfall from the elderly people always around those benches. The land was undulating and resulted in comforting positions which were not suitable for the senior citizens. Along with this, the seating did not have any roof which allowed extreme heat and rains in the area and made it difficult for the people to be around. Our intervention resolves such issues and caters to the immediate need of the elderly and the kids in the areas. The construction process started by making a leveled surface on the existing undulating site. By using construction debris and aggregates formed by breaking the hardened cement, a PCC bed was laid. Cube test blocks, which were not used for construction, were procured free from the RMC plant. Sitting was built by laying the cube test blocks in a slightly curved fashion by using mortar. It was supported with the backrest which was ascending with the sitting. Broken pieces of box sections used for holding banners were collected, and welding the broken sections of different heights, a framework was made. To create a roof, discarded flex sheet was fixed to the metal framework, providing shade to the curved sitting. Simultaneously, our material team was collecting scrap materials. The leftover small pieces of cloths, which were usually burnt as they were of no use, were collected from different tailoring shops. The colorful pieces of cloths were tied together, making it act like a reinforcement to hold the small pipes together. The small pieces of leftover black pipes, which are created in abundance, have no further value, were obtained from different construction sites. The rope with the pipes in it was installed as a pergola beneath the tree. The partition was made up by using the box sections as the framework and the pipe fragments that were woven together with the cloth rope formed. Shape grammar was used, which resulted in creating the hexagon patterns. Binding wire braids were made and were used to join the pipe partition together. Leftover broken tiles collected from the nearby sites were laid on the ground by creating interesting mosaic patterns. In this process, the people in the community were quite curious to know what we are constructing. And after completing the intervention, we saw the happy faces of the elderly people as they were having a place to sit and interact. Scraps from scraps are taken with ease to recycle every piece to piece.